Yo, what's going on guys, it's Genie here, and today I'll be showing you guys how to make 10K a month as a music producer. So this video is going to be done in a Q&A type of style. It's kind of like a video I did a couple months ago where I taught you guys how to make 50K as a music producer, but this obviously teaches you how to make 10K a month. And I have some questions here on my phone, which I'll be answering. It's a lot more than that actually, it's some questions from my phone. And I'll be letting you guys know how to make 10K a month as a music producer. And these questions kind of give a basic guideline. I'm going to give you guys tips and answers to your questions, which will allow you to make 10K a month, if that makes sense. And with that said, let's get into it. The first question came from shelove.cypher, and he asked how to make major placement producers respond to your message to work with them. And my advice to get like producers with major placements to answer your DM is the first step is always like following them. Make sure you follow them, because I've had some people reach out to me and be like, yeah bro, it's work, but then they don't even follow me or even like any of my stuff. So it's like you're just trying to kind of get something out of me. So what I recommend is following them, obviously liking their stuff, showing constant love on their stuff for like about a week or so, and then message them and be like, yeah bro, I see what you got going on. And obviously like some advice that I've only recently started finding out is reach out to people whose work you actually like, and not someone you're trying to get clout from. Because when I was like younger, like a couple years ago when I used to like just start producing, I'd reach out to anyone that's doing anything that's popping. But now recently, I've only started reaching out to producers where like their work I actually really like. But yeah, so what I usually do when I message them, I usually send them like some simple stuff like, yo, let's work. Yo, let's work with like a hands heart emoji, or yo, let's work with a prayer emoji or a 100 emoji. Like it's just some simple stuff like that. Because a lot of these people will tell you they have to say some crazy stuff to get them to work with you. You have to tell them, like, you have to make some funny joke in the DM and so that. I'd have people making jokes in my DM saying like, yo bro, I got beats that hit harder than my dad's belt or some shit like that. And I don't know, like that doesn't usually work out. Because to be fair as well, 95% of networking is what your page looks like, not the actual message you're sending. But my go-to message, and what a lot of people's go-to messages, is just, yo, let's work, bro. Yo, I see what you got going on. Let's work on some stuff. Fuck with the stuff you got going on. Let's work. So just stuff like that. And that should get you a response. This next question came from Jaco for show. Like, that's his full name. He just asked me what my favorite beat is. This guy's actually one of my favorite producers. He asked me what my favorite beat is. And to be honest, like, it's probably my most popular song as well, but it's Swing It by Von 1700 and like MAFT Ski and Big Op. Bro, that shit was so crazy, that beat. It was like a Gucci Mane sample. And like, I kind of like how I did the drums. Like I didn't even have any hi-hats on the beat. Like it was a pretty fire beat. So, and especially getting a place with that and like so many people fuck with the beat, it's like, that has to be my favorite beat. So yeah, Swing is my favorite beat. The next question came from Northside Sauce, and he asked, best way to find upcoming artists to work with. My 3 favorite places to look for upcoming artists is TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Number 1 is definitely Instagram, because that's the app I'm most active on, and that's the app where most artists that I like are most active on. Some are on TikTok, like some underground artists are on TikTok, but most kind of official artists you'll find on Instagram. The best ways to find them on Instagram is either going through like people who your producer friends are produced for, artist promo pages, or even just looking through like rappers like friends. Like usually like, let's say it's a big rapper like Lil Got It or whoever, he'll usually have friends that rap and stuff like that, and you can get in touch with them and just like work with them. And 9 times out of 10, they aren't too big. So it's like if they have like 7,000, 8,000 followers, but they still have like a pretty solid like connection to that big rapper you're trying to get to, you could definitely work with them. But if you want to go on TikTok, what you could also do is, again, yeah, just go on TikTok and scroll through like your For You page, and you'll notice like there's like trending sounds and stuff like that. If you listen to these trending sounds, you're like, oh, you know, I like this artist. Let me see what he has going on. Most of the time, actually, what I've noticed recently is these trending sounds, they come from artists with like 10,000, 20,000 followers, and then they blow up. Like, for example, this rapper 1900 Rugrat, he has this like viral song going on called One Take Freestyle. Literally a week ago, he had like 10,000 followers, and then now he has like 70,000, or at the time of this recording, he has like 70,000, 75,000 followers. So it's crazy, like literally, like he can blow up just like that. So it's also important to get in touch with these rappers on time for you to be able to work with them before they get too big, so you can kind of go up with them. So yeah, to sum it up, my favorite places to look for artists to work with is TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. This next question came from Prod by Elusive, and he asked, how does the payment process work with major placements? And actually, yeah, I have some pretty good experience on that. So basically, what usually happens, like this is like 9 out of 10 times what's happened with me with these placements, and all my other pretty big ones, is that you obviously probably see the snippet like go up, and then maybe 2 months later they'll hit you up because they're trying to drop it. And usually like the artist like manager or lawyer or even like the head of like their label or something like that, they'll reach out to you and be like, hey bro, please send me your email, blah 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 blah, we're trying to clear this song. And then you go along about it, you get put into a thread with like usually like a lawyer, your manager, the artist manager slash like lawyer or whoever represents them on their side, the producers who also worked on that song. Like for example, let's say this song, the ESTG song, like I'd get put into a thread with John Got It, Can't Rush the Vibe, and Cut Off. So like those are the other co-producers who worked on this beat. So you get put into a big email thread, you work it out, you get people to sign stuff, like they'll get you to sign stuff that like you agree to, like a, let's say like $5,000 advance that's split between like the 4 of you, and they have you sign that, they have you sign off on like the royalty and publishing side as well. And once you get everything worked out, they'll come with like a final producer agreement where you sign, and then you also have to include your bank info and stuff like that, and they'll send it right over to you. But the thing is, they don't use PayPal or anything like that, so it's a little bit harder. But yeah, you have to get your bank information, you go to your local bank, get your bank information, and then they wire the money over to you, which takes like 1 to 3 days, depending on the label. Because some labels like bullshit and like take mad long to give like the money, but some of them are really on time, and they give you your money right away. So yeah, that's how usually the payment process works with some of these major labels. This next question came from Bravo Wave, and he asked how to give value to yourself if you don't have a placement yet so you can network. This question comes, this is actually a very, very popular question that I get messaged to me and stuff like that, so I'm actually really happy to answer it. The best advice I can give you is not even, this advice isn't even from me, it's from Zipatano. He worked on like Rags to Riches by Raw, Away from Lil Baby, like stuff for Future, Lil Durk. He's a crazy producer. He's actually Indian and he's from Canada too, which is pretty crazy. But what he did when he first started off is I think he did graphic designing. Like he knew he couldn't provide like a crazy amount of connections and stuff like that for the producers he's working with, but if he wanted to reach it to a bigger producer, he'd offer graphic designing and say, you know what, use some of my loops, or let's work on a beat together and I can do this graphic designing for you. Like I could design a profile picture for you or something like that. And the other producers found it really helpful, and it was probably really refreshing to be a big producer and hear like, yeah, let me do this for you, instead of just getting like kind of used for your opportunities. Yeah, so some advice I'd have is, yeah, try like that graphic designing stuff. Honestly, like if you don't have a major placement yet, like just post beats on your thing. Like you don't have to have a placement to post beats. So just try to make the best beats you can. Try to make your page as aesthetically pleasing as possible. Do everything that you can control. Do everything to the best of your ability that you can actually control. Like your profile picture, your bio, your highlights, your posts, just the aesthetics of it. And I promise, if your page is like pretty aesthetic, but you don't have any placements, you can reach out to like 100 producers, like 100 like decently sized producers, like maybe like 3,000, 4,000 followers. I guarantee at least 15 or 20 will hit you back. So definitely having an aesthetic page is very important. The next question came from prod.tensor, and he asked, how do I know if my sound's good enough? How to know if your sound's good enough is what I did when I first started off, and I didn't like have access to like A&Rs and different artists like send my beats to and get critiqued on, is I literally just play them for my friends, be like, yo, like give me some honest advice, like some real honest advice. You don't gotta hold back on anything, just like let me know what you genuinely think of this beat, and then let me know what they thought of the beat. Like they didn't have like the technological terms like, okay, change the EQ on this, put some reverb on this, like slow down the BPM, but they'd say like, oh, that like clap part, that sounds pretty good, but these like the hi-hat part doesn't sound good. But you can use that and like kind of put it back in the FL Studio and see that, okay, let me try and change this up. It doesn't sound good to like another person's ear. Let me try and change that up. Let me see if that can make my beat sound better. But once you get bigger and bigger, you'll be able to send your beats out to artists and your A&Rs and managers and stuff like that. And they'll also let you know, like, you don't change this, or like, yo, send me the stems, send me this. I'm trying to change this up, like, oh, turn the 808 down, this. Once you reach a certain level, you'll know and you'll have full confidence in yourself that you have good sounds because you've reached out to your friends and stuff like that and been like, yo, bro, what do you think? What do you think of this beat? Or you reach out to managers and A&Rs and artists and be like, yeah, what do you think about this? And you'll reach a certain point where it's like, okay, I know what sounds good now. I've built my sound and I know what sounds good. So I hope that helps. This next question is kind of like a follow-up to the one that I actually just answered, and it's asked by Sid Kakadia, and he asked, how do you get better at sound selection? Getting better at sound selection is like, it's actually not as hard as you think. You just listen to like some of your favorite songs or trending songs on the radio or something like that, and you hear like, okay, what are the common sounds being used? What are the best sounds to use that sound the best to the human ear, and how to use them and stuff like that. It's actually not too hard. Just get some popular drum kits. Like my favorite drum kit I use is like my Trimsky drum kit. Like I have all my good sounds there that I've gotten like placed with like these artists and Future and shit like that. So that's my kind of go-to drum kit. You can go get that link in the description. But yeah, just go listen on the radio, stuff like that. Listen, not even just the radio, but just listen to your favorite songs, like songs that sound the best to you, and try and find those sounds. Like ask your friends, yo, you got these sounds, stuff like that, and just start off using those sounds, and then eventually you'll naturally build your own sound selection and be like, oh yeah, this sounds good, this sounds bad, this sounds all right, I can change it, I can add some EQ on it, add some reverb to it. But eventually you'll build up that sense in your brain to know what sounds good and what doesn't. And this is like kind of like a third follow-up type of question for the past two I just answered. And it's from Genesis created this _ and he said, what type of sounds are good use for beats? All I'm gonna say is link in the description. Go check out like my sound kits. And if you see some stuff on there you don't like, go on there again, because like I got some fire shit on there. Like every single placement I got, I've been using that Trimsky drum kit. Like that shit is so fire. Like I'm telling you, if you guys can't get placements, like get that shit. And you'll start getting placements. Your beats will sound so much better, and like your placements will go crazy. If somehow you don't like those drum kits, you can go to SoundStash kits. Like Hocus has some really good kits, and some other producers are like DB and Max Shooter. They also have some really good drum kits. Oh, also Don's, Don has, I don't want to say his name, but D-O-N-E-Z. He also has a really fire drum kit. So yeah, go check those ones out. This next question came from Prod by Lil Meek, and his question was, I'm just starting. How do I get started with content creation? And yeah, this is a very popular thing nowadays with like producer content creation. Like obviously you guys seen, I've gotten into it, Hocus has gotten into it, a bunch of people. And I think the best place to start is obviously Instagram. It's the easiest to use, and it's like very multifaceted. Like you can use it for like networking and all that stuff. But another good place to go is TikTok. I used to do TikTok, but then I stopped, but I'm trying to get back into it though. Yeah, just uploading like slideshows on TikTok, uploading beats on TikTok, uploading tutorials on YouTube, uploading short tutorials on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. There's so many like different things you could do. Just scroll through like your different Instagram Reels, Shorts, TikTok pages, and see what type of stuff inspires you to do. Like if you see someone doing beat remakes, you might want to get into that. So definitely consider that. And this last question, which is also from Lil Meek, and what kind of like inspired this whole video was, my goal is to make $10,000 a month from beats. Do you think I could do it? Obviously, he, like in the last question, he said he's just starting, but if you put enough hard work in, enough consistency in, and not just brainless working either, but you actually think at what you're doing, do your research on this stuff. But I think what's the most important is having like a genuine enjoyment for it. You can definitely make $10,000 a month. There's this one producer, Kavi, he literally made $1 million off like beat sales and stuff like that, which is crazy. It's like really inspirational to me. Obviously I'm not at that level yet, but I'm getting there. But yeah, you can definitely make $10,000 a month. I've done it. And if I can do it, you can definitely do it. I've had to go through so much like trials and tribulations, learning how to do different stuff like content creation, placements, getting paid. I've gotten scammed so many times. So definitely do that. And if you want some more in-depth type of advice, like some like crazy, some real industry shit, check out the Placement Academy down in the link below. Hocus and I are running it, like it's legit. Like we've gotten someone a placement with G Herbo from it and a placement with Sofago, like literally within like their first like 2 weeks of joining. So definitely consider checking that out. But yeah, that aside, if you just stay consistent and stuff like that, you definitely will be able to make $10,000 a month off beats. I hope you can do it. Lil Meek, I hope you watch this video 3-4 years and you're making like $10,000, $15 a month. So if you're watching this, you can do it too. If you're feeling discouraged, like I'm not doing enough, I'm barely making any money, just keep working and you'll get to it. And yeah, with that said, that'll be the end of this video. DM me, I guess, if you have any other questions. I hope everyone that submitted a question, got their question answered, it got it answered to like the best extent. And yeah, I'm gonna keep making these videos. I kind of slowed down on YouTube like a while ago, but I'm back, I'm better. Like I'm gonna keep pushing out these YouTube videos, stuff like that. Gonna try and getting back into the short content too, like I mentioned, like the TikTok and stuff like that. And yeah, I appreciate you for watching. DM me if you have any questions. Sign up for the mentorship, link below, get the drum kits, all that stuff. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.